Welcome to part 4. I've been away for a while, mostly because I just had no motivation to stream and also just been doing a lot of life stuff. But if you want the real answer, I've been on a binge watch. Just watching a lot of adaptations of one particular story, The Deer in the Cauldron, or Lindinji. I thought about making a short out of it, but then I was like, I'm so bad at I don't want to edit. But might be a future video. I might try making a video essay about it, honestly. But anyways, we're just gonna continue writing where we left off. I basically, if I remember correctly, right, I just got essentially naming our two companions, two tame monsters, a tricorn, Yaseyong and Jinmuji, which I believe means, if I'm correct, it was protect dragon and or I forgot I got the young phone. I'm pretty sure it was like guard. Right. I'm forgetting. Is it for fortress or is it fortress? Where did I get young from? God dang it. Yeah, dude. Was it dinosaur? I don't remember where I got the young from. Yeah, it was Gong and Jimuji is Jimuji. I know that I got the half of it was from Emoji, which is a a young or basically a serpent that will be that that will transform into a dragon. But I forgot what I got Jin from. Jin. Hold on. Yep, a shield that protects them while facing ultimate foes. It's both mystical and agile. It's magic ever so. Was it? Was it? Word or was it magic? No, it was not magic. What did I use? Where did Jin come from? I'm forgetting. Nah. I know it just mean I know it and meaning. I just couldn't remember. What was it? My brain I know I looked it up. Word. It'll probably come back to me. Or I just have to rewatch but I know that that name had meaning. That's all I remember. Then a display screen pops in front of him. Naming complete. Yasa Young. Species, stats, emoji, species, trigger and stats. The names have been, yeah, if anything, I'm just probably not gonna be talking too much. I'm just probably just gonna be trying to write a lot. If anything, streaming just essentially motivates me to write or just to get me into the mood of writing. Because if not, yeah, you've seen I've literally not touched, I've be officiated. No, officially recognized. Officially recognized. Recognized by the system. Becoming becoming their permanent identity. Sejong and Jin Woo-ji. I did not. Jin Woo-ji. It's gonna bother me if I don't know the reason why. Was it green word butterfly? Was it? Nope, not bee. I doubt it was ant, was it? Nope, gamey. What did I get? Oh, what was it? What was it? Was it pearl? Ah, that's what it was. It was pearl. That's right. Muji. Junwoo looks at his two companions affectionately, giving both pets, pet pets, pet pets. Pets. Is pets not a? I guess not. Petting both. Petting the both of them. The both of them. But yeah, I don't know. I just not that much. Not to mention, yeah, I'm just probably gonna be trying to essentially speed run this a talking bit because I don't know. I don't. Is that like? Well, yeah, because like if anything, I just been doing a lot of binge watching, as I said earlier. I've just been watching a multiple adaptations of The Deer the Cauldron, or also known as The Duke of Mount Deer or Royal Tramp. But I'm pretty sure I already said this before. But yeah, I've just been binge watching multiple adaptations, like one from 2000, one from 2014, and one from 2020. Not all because I was just like hoping I could find the movie online. But I found them on YouTube and was like, okay, I'm gonna watch those because they had English subtitles, so it was like it made it easier to watch too. And goddamn, there were so many adaptations. But if anything, I'll probably make it. I'm gonna make it either a tier list or the video. I'll make a video essay talking about it, then followed by a tier list of the adaptations of the characters. Yeah, I'll do that. But yeah, that's a video idea. But then again, I'm just be lazy as I'm lazy as hell when it comes to editing. Your mic slightly cut off your voice when you said the title, by the way. Yeah. Yeah, it was The Deer in the Cauldron is one of the versions of the Chinese title. It's also you can also find it as a Duke of Mount Deer, like mount as in like mount like short for mountain, as well as you could also find it as Royal Tramp if you look. You can find it. You can find like the this. You can find the whole series on YouTube, or at least I don't know if should say that or should I not. But I just been binge watching like multiple adaptations of the same story, and all the adaptations are pretty good. Some, but obviously there are like plenty of there's like it's there's like plenty of great things about each version. But what word editor is using? This one's minimalist as hell. Oh, this is just Google Docs. This is literally just Google Docs. I just have it the settings. I just been hiding a lot of stuff, and I just basically removed the page thing so that way it just looks nicer. Yeah, I just said editing, and it clicked. Yeah, just simple Google Docs. If this was offline, I'll use it too. Yeah, but for the most part, I just been doing this and just trying to if anything, my motivation for streaming this is just that I've been procrastinating my ass off the story. Like before this is like the reason why I even have essentially 6 chapters. This one is chapter 7 in writing was because I started streaming it just to get just to get my ass to try doing it. Yeah, I'm only productive in writing when I stream. Yeah. If anything, it just essentially because I could write this offline, but then like it's more if I just write on my own time, I just like I'll write a bit, but then like I'll just probably be doing something else. So essentially when I stream, I am semi concentrated on writing, but also like I'll if anything it forces me to write essentially. You're like 10 chapters off. Damn. You are way farther than I am. What by the way, Viking Hag, what is your story? By the way, curious. But yeah, but cuz mine is basically like the best way to describe it is that it's very manhwa, like Korean manhwa inspired in style. I've been writing my project for like 3 years now. A highbrow isekai with a literary streak. I'm like half a million words in. Nice. Yeah, honestly, I'm also that was the honestly an isekai is also was my other idea for a story. The one the one that I also had in mind to do, but this one's more if anything, the biggest inspiration for my story right now is probably solo leveling and like other Korean power fantasy no- novels. Uh, Specifically, this one is a heavily well, it's inspired by both solo leveling and one called the Dungeon Farmer. These guys that if you want a good one, you got to stand out massively in either quality or execution nowadays. Yeah, that is definitely that is definitely that is definitely the goal. Way too many generic power fantasy harm slash select collectors. That is true. That is really true. If anything, though, I will admit there's I've been it's just my it's definitely my favorite trash to read at times. Like the last the last one I binge in terms of like very generic power fantasy are is probably the stuck in a dating simulator as a mob because I don't know that one just like just hit some of the right spots for me in general just to read it. Even though it's like it's like very it's like meh, you know. But it really just struck a chord with me that I finished it. But yeah, if anything, I can't say this is probably I I can't say that my thing is any better, you know, in all seriousness. Because mine is just like It's like it's pretty run the mill, I'll admit. It's not like too different from the other ones. Danmachi and Sword. Oh yeah, those I definitely Sword or I definitely heard Sword or Toria, but I definitely seen Danmachi. Danmachi is pretty fun. Not to mention like I just love this soundtrack for Danmachi. Or at least just the hero theme is Sword Art Toria is a eye-centric spin-off. Ah, right, that's what it was. No, they're legit better than the Bell main line at any rate. I do remember. Oh yeah, now think about it. I do remember hearing the. I remember what was it? I remember hearing that. I don't know if it was true or not, but I just remember hearing in passing about like how what was it? The author basically wrote a like basically an ending where if Belle ended up with another girl other than Eyes, is that it was like a bad ending or something. I was like, wow. I heard that. I was like, wow. I was like, that's just like I heard that. I was like, that's funny, and just like a little oomph of pettiness. I just found that really funny. Yeah, fans were literally pissed off. Yeah, because I believe it was Ryu, right? Ryu, the elf girl. That was the ending that they are talking about. That I was talking about, right? If I'm correct. It was Ryu. Yeah, bro, generation waifu who carries her own spin off. Then it has the X nerfer. Yeah, Ryu. As X but facto nerf. Yep. Yeah, it was Ryu. I remember hearing about that. I was like, wow, that's petty. But because I mean, like, if anything, I did get into the first season, but then like because then again, it kind of fell off for me just because like like season 2 and 3 just took forever to ever come out. So I just like, I mean, I watch it. I haven't. I probably should get back into it, but I haven't. If anything, it was the same for me for Overlord. Like I was pretty into Overlord as well, and then like it kind of just fell off for me because like for most part for me, what really annoyed me was just I don't know. I got essentially I got bored of Aizen to me because like Aizen was just boring to me. Like I don't know, just like the amount of things that like they're like some. It's just like it just semi felt like contradictory, I guess. Of like, but there's like, I mean, I kind of get it, but it's like I don't know. It's just that I haven't full. It's like I guess it's just that he just never really makes a decision himself, or like it feels like he's always like pushed by his companions, and then like even though I don't know, it's just like was there a need to do this? But yeah, Danmachi did this opposite somehow. Mm. Yeah, I could probably give a rewatch to Danmachi. If anything, the one anime that I gave a second, I definitely got back into. It's probably it's well, I guess it's semi isekai, which is a Shangri-La Frontier. Do you know series graph? Uh, no, I do not. I don't think I know series graph. Excuse me. Yeah, I don't. Yeah, I don't think I'm. No, I don't think I've ever heard of series graph. Then let's see. That's actually it's a site that shows you the rating per episode of TV shows. It gives a pretty good idea of quality. Mm, yeah. Honestly, speaking of quality shows, there's definitely a lot where like I just been procrastinating on watching. Where like I know it's good, but I just haven't. I just didn't. I just never gave it I just never watched it. Like in all in all honesty, like like the shows that I know are good or like I've heard that are good, but then I just never I just never found myself like wanting to watch it. Was like I guess the newest one is probably oh my god, what's the name? What's what's the freaking name? But oh my god, how am I forgetting? Yeah. What's the biggest fantasy anime at the moment? What was it? What's the name? What's the name? What's the name? Oh my god, it's annoying me. What's its name? Furin. That's what it is. Furin. Jesus Christ. Furin is like that one show that like I know it's pretty good. I've seen like clips of it, and I just seen like so many like reviews of it. It's like it's so good, but then like for some reason I just never end up watching. Like yeah, that's good. Like I believe them, but then like I just never watch it myself. Like it's one of those shows where like I should probably watch it, but then like I just never found myself wanting to watch it. Or like I don't know. It's like I guess I just like don't want to watch Peak. I guess in a sense. I don't know. It's just like weird. I just cannot find myself like this is really good, and then like for some reason I just never found myself to like oh sit down and watch it. I don't know why. Like if anything, I just been watching trashy animes. If anything, it's like I don't know. It's like a weird habit. I don't get it. I don't get why I'm doing that to myself. But yeah, well, let's actually continue. Let's actually continue reading and writing. Otherwise, I'm just gonna be yapping away about dumb shit. Hitting the both of them. Those are some beautiful. Actually, no. Actually, Coral watches quietly. Quietly was holding on to his own companion. His own companion. And I forgot the name for it. Jesus Christ. Where did I put her name? Hongxi, that's what it is. Well, holding on to his own companion, Hongxi. Was just quietly smiling to himself. Wow. Since I'm here, Emma just asked, do you have any doubts about your story you need a sounding board for? I got nothing better to do at this hour. Huh. Honestly, it's like weird because like I have an idea, but then like if anything, the thing I'm struggling with is I get well, one is pacing, and two is basically for the most part I'm envisioning I can envision the climaxes or like the big moments that happen in the story, but it's just the journey to get there is like a bit muddy at the moment. Not to mention I'm trying to keep it like as like a decent pace where like it doesn't feel like it's dragging, you know? That's basically what's happening for me. Yeah, I've got the muscle down, but I'm lacking the connective tissue. Yeah, that's definitely that's a great metaphor. Or great wait, is it a metaphor or analogy? Well, I guess semi the same thing actually. Now that I'm on it, but great out. That's a great analogy. It's probably it. The best way to describe. Because yeah. Definitely, like, I got the muscle down, but the connective tissue is definitely the part that I am semi struggling with because it's like, how much do I add? Slash, what is like, like, building up to the muscle, is also like the hard part because, like, that makes it all worth it. The biggest problem with pacing that I see in stuff I read is that people tend to reserve plot movement for pivotal moments and relegated connective chapters as filler or stuff. Yeah, that is. Yeah, Yeah, I definitely see that. Yes, I definitely seen like because yeah, I see your point. I definitely feel like I definitely did do that. Where I think either chapter, well, like I guess then again, like I am writing like very short chapters. So I guess it wouldn't bother too many people. But yeah, if anything, at the moment, this part was definitely feeling like filler at the moment, or at least it was it's this whole part under rework needed is definitely like it definitely felt like filler to me because it felt like essentially a side quest that was like that basically was like, oh, that's kind of thing. Yeah, single biggest advice I can give is to give every chapter a clear purpose, even if it's just connective. You establish a literal hierarchy, big movement, massive overarching plot movement, but connective tissue, use them for personal growth, world building, and connections. Okay, that's a real. Yeah, yeah. Thank you, Viking. That is definitely the best advice you could probably give me. Is I definitely need to keep that in mind. That like keep giving that's definitely something I needed to think about when I'm writing a chapter is what is the purpose of this chapter slash what is it gonna be about. That way you can write slow chapters where nothing happens outside but something big changes internally. Yeah, that is I don't know, that's probably the best thing you could tell me right now that I definitely needed to hear because yeah, because right now I think this under under that logic that you give me, this definitely is gonna be a connective tissue that well, it definitely be connective tissue, but it's just a matter of remodeling it. Because at the moment, I am definitely gonna remodel this part into something more that would move. I did something wrong. That would definitely change for now that what's the word? That would definitely come back later, or like that would basically be part of what makes the character, or it would be relevant to the plot. That's the best way I can think of it. Is I'm definitely changing this part to make it more relevant. Refine character motivations, show evolution, have them discard connections to characters who serve their purpose, and establish new lines to the side cast needed for the next act. Hmm. Yep. Okay. So connection to character. Hmm. Yeah, honestly, that definitely helps. Putting everything into perspective. Letting readers inside the mindedness is something not enough stories do well. If you do it well, you already had the pack in conceptual execution, if not literary execution. Hmm. Yeah, definitely could. I definitely could work on that. Although, eh, I mean, then again, if anything, I'm basically just touching the surface on that. If anything, in terms of thoughts, because I guess like the way I'm writing it is that it's semi is the best. It's like third person, but it's like semi omnipotent. I guess is the best way to put it. Where depending on the where basically depending on the time, it could really you could basically see the thinking behind multiple characters, regardless of importance, and regardless if they're the main cast slash main side characters. But that's yeah, it's like semi omnipotent is the best way I can put it because like you don't know everything, but you know, and then you kind of just know the moment to moment thoughts of a character. I guess is the best way to put it. Also, one trick I use that only uses formatting that you could deploy immediately: italicize first person thoughts, breaking through the third person semi um omniscient. Yeah, that you could deploy immediately. Italicize first person POV to without doing instead of showing instead you show. Mm, yeah, because I think for the most part, yeah. If anything, I'm not sure. Yeah, I can see what you mean. Using italicized first person POV to break narration. Yeah, that is one. Hmm, that is one way to do it. But then because I could change it. But then like, yeah. But yeah, Viking. I'll probably experiments with that. I might experiment with that, but at the moment, I don't know how. Hmm, yeah, at the moment, I'll definitely think about. I'll definitely keep that in mind of italicizing first. But at the moment, like how I guess like interpreting thought is either just well flat out saying it, or just basically flat out like basically trying to get like context slash narration, or I'm just using one or just a singular apostrophe just to basically differentiate from what is said out loud and what is thought. That's how I basically have it structured at the moment. Besides the fact that like no one is like how do I say this? Like I guess like because I got so used to reading like light novels slash or like how light novels are written. They don't often what's the word? They don't often like basically say, "Oh, this person said this," and then like in like the like how Western writing usually is, where like they say this person said this. For the most part, they just kind of like jump the gun, remove the whole who said this. Basically, you're just following the single tune. But I imagine it's a bit conflicting because readers can easily confuse internal and external dialogue that way. Yeah. Mm. So what? That is true. That is true. Hmm. Yeah, I get. Yeah, you know what? I'll if I. Ooh, I think the best then. Hmm. You know what? I could change it to just instead of a. I could definitely just change all the thoughts into italicization, as you said, just so that like it definitely looks different. Because I can definitely see like it is a bit conflicting because yeah, if you don't pay attention enough, you could definitely miss seeing oh it's just one apostrophe or one single or a double apostrophe as in like a regular quote. So I can definitely see what I can definitely understand your point. So yeah, you know I could change it. It wouldn't matter because if anything, it would just make it easier to read too. Because at the moment, well, besides this whole thing, this is just for me. But like everything else, like because what I have in brackets is actually like what's the word? Basically, you know how like in well, like solo leveling is probably the easiest like example of this at the moment is because you know how like they have like your stat screens and stuff that pops up in display just to, like make it like easy to like visualize. This is basically what I'm use. That's basically the format I'm using for the brackets, just because it'll be if I couldn't bracket this whole thing and make it look nicer, I would. But then like that's definitely not what that's not exactly possible. So I just been bracketing everything down just to make it look nicer and also like clearly different. And writing formatting gives you a lot of tools you can be creative with. You can go anchor left side indent, third person, right side indent, internals. Looks like a cursed WhatsApp conversation. Yeah, that is true. But I don't know because like yeah that could work, but it just like sometimes it it hurts my brain too because like not a lot of I don't know if maybe Royal Road does allow that, but then like it also hurt my brain writing because because I'm just gonna keep it. I'm trying to keep it simple, but I definitely understand your point too, Viking. Thank you. Ugh. I know my own manuscript has a curse hierarchy due to the mechanic I'm doing. Oh, yeah. Okay, let's see. Oh, just holding on to its own command, Hongchi. Alright. Actually, not. But yeah, I'm just gonna do one more pass through. Let's see. No, I do not have a thought bubble. I guess a thought written down yet. Just anything. My thoughts are in full narration. So that's that, and that. We should head to bed. Oh, I spelled bed with wrong bed. Yeah. Big day tomorrow. Big day tomorrow. After turning. What kind of lights is that? Normal script for narration. Then we go italics for internal voice 1, and then italics with single quotation for internal voice 2, and in every singular using the MC gets pluralized. A proper writer would have a stroke scene. Reading, honestly, me just reading what you said, Viking, that I definitely felt that. Oh, I can definitely see, like, yeah, that's, if anything, the thing I'm struggling with at the moment in terms of my wording is definitely just terminology for me. Basically, two soldiers ride sharing a body, so the grammar does get wonky. Yeah, because for me, it's a terminology that I'm struggling with, or at least like semi struggling with, because well, in my world, it's essentially tower climbing. It's a tower climbing Korean power fantasy, right? And the thing that's made it in the thing that like that happens is well basically in almost every power, power climbing is always like groups or factions, but but the thing is that I guess I could change it to faction, but then like I don't know. I like the word guild. I was using the word guild to describe these human these groups of us like climbers, which they're called ascendants in my book or in my story, because they're climbing, they're tower climbing, ascending up the tower. So they call ascendants, and basically they will form groups called guilds. Your classic RPG, say, terminology and stuff like that. But then like, but then as I'm like working, I was like, you know what? I'll add in like basically inside the towers are basically essentially worlds, like different worlds can like different towers, different worlds are connected to different worlds. Like blue tower is connected to a different world than a red tower is connected to. And right now he's in a tower with right now he's inside a tower, and in that tower he finds essentially a guild, but then like because it's I don't because then like it'll be conflicting. I had to find another word for guild. So I think I use lodge to basically just like differentiate it in terms of terminology, or else like people will be confused about wait, is this a guild that everyone can join, or yada yada yada. It's like the thing that I'm trying to, but yeah, basically I'm just having struggle with terminology, so that way like people don't mix and match or like misinterpret or misthought that like, wait, I thought the Lost Thing was a, a guild that out the world, but no, it's only pertained to the tower. But yeah, basically, what I'm saying is I don't want to. Basically, I don't want to reuse terms, or else it's just gonna really confuse the heck out of people. Like if anything, yeah. But you want to go that doesn't work together, you could call it a clique or gang. If they're outright raiders, call them a band. Yeah, that is true. But it's definitely. But the thing is that it works semi similarly too. So that's why I ended up calling it a lodge, because basically just like kind of like a place to gather mercenaries, essentially, like just to gather mercenaries to do like basically bound like whatever on the board, the mission board. So yeah, I don't know. It was like it was just a matter of like uh I don't want to reuse. Yeah, limiting vocabulary is bored. Yeah, that's what I'm trying to say is like I don't want to like I'm trying to like expand the vocabulary so that way it doesn't what's the word, you don't confuse stuff back, no, like you don't confuse stuff for stuff. But yeah, yeah, that was a whole fiasco I had to go through. Was just trying to find a different term for a guild to basically change, so that way like it doesn't screw over what people are thinking, I guess. That's the best way I can put it. Yeah, simple terminology by ideology chart could help. Mm. Yeah, I definitely probably should add something like that too. Okay. Let's okay. Time to connect this part to this part. Good guy hierarchy, order, neutral hierarchy. I'll say good guy, neutral. Yeah, guild. Yeah, that's like, but yeah, that's the problem is that it's essentially neutral. Although order does work too. Hmm. But yeah, I could, but then again, I feel like you know what? No, I'm gonna have to save order for something else. for the story. I guess I could use faction. I could change lodge to faction too. Because faction by definition is just like basically just describes a group too, and it's probably more neutral than order. Because an order definitely does feel more, what's the word? I guess official. I guess is the best way to put it. Like it has more power than like, but like because like order basically really rings like government or something like that, you know, or like the ruling class slash government, you know. So I'll definitely try that too. So you have German, Latin, Greek, and French root words that can describe the same thing with slightly different meanings. Link thesaurus lets you find gems. Oh yeah, I've been using the thesaurus a lot. I've been using the thesaurus like a lot. Yeah. It's like one of the, not to mention like even I'm like almost, not to mention I'm also essentially just kind of riding on the go too for most of these things. But yeah, I definitely need to think about that too. That they turn off. What should, not think about it. Have I even discussed the level of technology of this world? Hmm. After they, let's see. I did turn up the lanterns. Yeah, after they turn off the lights. No. Bigger. Oh. Yeah, big day tomorrow. The next day will be his official start as a ascendant. Ascendant. Becoming as an ascendant. Beginning the long journey that is to Junmu, us both excited. Man, I really cannot type for crap. Excited and nervous. Holding on to this, holding on to that, both those feelings. Of those feelings. Wait, actually, no, not nervous. Anxious is probably the best, probably the better word. Anxious. Holding both those feelings until he just to sleep. Until he drifts off to sleep. As you know. What I also, that's also another thing I keep doing too, is that I keep writing in past tense. I have a, my friend has pointed this out to me that I just definitely just keep writing in past tense. Is like, I don't know why, but I always end up doing it. Like maybe it's just like a weird mental thing where like because I know how it's going that I'm just kind of writing like just to get to the point. But yeah, I don't know. I definitely need to fix that in my writing. Just so you dress off to sleep. I think about it. I just want to make sure that thing. Yeah, you know what? Just got to do some rewriting quickly, just to make sure. Welcome to the Lost Fang faction. Add that. Excuse me. Hmm. Now here's where I could. Here's the part that I could work on. You know what? I know what to do. Since I kind of ended it right there. Might as well just introduce. Might as well think about more other characters that would be part of the main crew. Meanwhile, in Korea. But uh, I could have a just so that like it flows better since I kind of just did that. But because I don't have a short story just yet, I was gonna give that inside the White Tower. Mini. I'm just gonna name this mini story needed. Let's just keep it as that for now because I have an idea. Just so that like the break, when like he goes to sleep, just sounds more natural. So I want to like that way, it just sounds a lot better. Okay. Oh, I didn't mean to do that. Yes, say yes, say once again. It was morning. It was morning. And once again, Yase Young and Jinmuji are trying to wake up. Junwoo. Once more. Jinwooji. Nudges. Guys are trying to wake up, and once more. Once more. Yaseo resorts to a abrupt method. Yeah. Awaken by the awakened by these pain of Yaseo. Stepping on him. Awakened by the pains. Actually, no. Let me reword that. Who got up immediately? Immediately. His stomach feeling the pain of Yaseo. Pain of the abrupt. Feeling pain from said abrupt method. I'm really bad at writing. Who got up immediately? His stomach feeling pain from said abrupt method. feeling the pain from said abrupt method. Good, you're up. Good, you're up. Junwoo looks up and finds none other than the Lost Fangs headmaster. Staring down at him. Actually, you know what? I know it. I'm gonna change something. I'm gonna change it to first thing. Just to make it easier. Well, not really easier, but first thing faction. First thing branch. Yeah, I'm just gonna be rewriting some parts, but then again, who cares? It's my book, I can make change. It'll make it easier anyways for readers. That first thing headmaster. Staring down at him. Headmaster Goma. Staring down at him. Good, you're up. She had been waiting. She's She was waiting by the doorway for him. Come get some. Come get something to eat. Schooling by the doorway for him. We got a busy schedule. Got a lot. Actually, no, we got a lot of people you need to know. You need to know. No, we got a lot of people we need to talk to. So get ready. Ready. Ready and come down and eat. Come down to eat. Actually, no, come down. Get ready and come down. Goma starts. Hmm. Goma begins to head down. To head down first. Leaving Junwoo and his companions alone. And you know what? I think my brain I think my brain is clocked for that. But yeah, if anything, if anything, I'm probably just gonna keep trying to keep these streams down to like to an hour or so, just because that's as much as I'm willing to put in, just to keep the VODs short. If anything, you can 1 hour work slash yapping is enough for me. Is good enough for me. I I can't keep my attention span for too long. My work ethic is so trash. But yeah. Anyways, thank you guys for watching. Like and subscribe on YouTube at Rocky Toss Production. Uh, Follow me on Twitch at twitch.tv/Rocky Tells. If you're interested in what I'm writing, you can find the rest of the chapters on royalroad.com. Links in the description and a link on my Twitch page to it. Hidden Class Jolt. But yeah, that's all for today. Next time. Oh yeah. The new schedule. I have yet to make it official yet, but my new schedule now is probably just gonna be Fridays at best. Fridays or Saturdays, like once a week, streaming like an hour or so, just me writing. That's basically what I'm gonna concentrate on because my internet is too slow for video games, or it's too trash for video games. But yeah, also not to mention it's just the way to get me to write more. But yeah, I'm probably just gonna be streaming for like 1 hour at best nowadays. But yeah, that's all I have to say. Thank you and goodbye.